Oh, hello. This is Derek. I'm going to be answering your questions today. I did my Q&A introduction video last week, and you guys are so awesome to ask us so many questions. I got like a shitload of questions, so I was like really afraid that no one would ask anything. I get like maybe one or two questions, and I'm like, oh fuck. But you guys delivered. I really got to thank you. You guys are awesome. You rock. So I'm going to answer your questions in this video, and hopefully answer them to the best of my ability. And there are some good questions here, but I'll try to avoid like duplicates or whatever like that. I don't know. And there are some questions, unfortunately, I can't answer for legal reasons. Hopefully you don't mind that. So let's get right to it. I'm hopefully going to do all this in one sitting here and get to them. I actually wrote them down on paper here just for reference, I guess. I'm just going to be answering them in the order in which they came. So let's get right to it. Here are your questions and my answers. Dom Slavin, aka Smoggy Slavin 76, writes, "How come you're so amazing at reviewing movies?" We're off to a good start. Well, it's just a gift, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Thank you, but I just review it as if I'm like talking to you. I guess I don't know, like a one-sided conversation. You always hope that you have some kind of maybe unique criticism or thought about a movie, so you want to kind of get it out there and hopefully people will respond to it. So 2,000 people have, all right, and I love that people actually have subscribed to me. It's mind-blowing to me. So I mean, I'll just keep on doing what I'm doing. At least one person out there thinks I'm awesome at it, so thank you. The Chung Fu F Monster writes, has a few questions here. Why did you start making movie reviews? I don't know. I always like wrote movie reviews, like not just like on YouTube. Like I think like ever since I had the internet, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to go on and talk about movies and shit. I remember at one point in my life, I was like so obsessed with writing in IMDb user comments, so I was like obsessed with that, and I was like writing everything. I was like, yeah, someone found this useful, and I don't know, this is gratifying to me. And so actually doing YouTube kind of extends upon that, and I just I want to get my opinion out there, and I noticed a lot of people were doing it, so why not me? Why not my opinion to come out there? So that's kind of why I decided to do it. Just because I like talking about movies, and I think it's cool, and it's fun to do, and that's why I started, really. And so the question here, why are you so awesome and dorky at the same time in your videos? I guess it's kind of a double-edged sword there. Awesome and dorky. I don't know. I am like dorky and awesome in real life. I even think like kind of in my YouTube videos, I'm like restrained. I'm even weirder in real life, honestly. So I don't know. I just try to be who I am, be myself, sort of, I guess. I don't know. It's like some people, they'll do like a YouTube video and they'll be like, oh, I'm doing a character or something like that. And I don't know. I always thought, why not just give your like straight, honest opinion? I don't know. So I'm just trying to be who I am. I am what I am, Also, have you ever thought about doing game reviews? And if it's a game series you're really in love with, maybe tell your subscribers about the lore and history of it. I have thought about doing game reviews. I've done a couple. I think, just 2 game reviews of Mario Kart 8 and Mario Maker, which those are 2 games, like, you can tell what kind of gamer I am just by those reviews alone. I'm not like a huge hardcore gamer or anything like that, but I do like my Nintendo. So I'd love to do like, like a Mario retrospective or something like that. I think that'd be kind of cool, but there are others that could probably do it a lot better than I could. One thing that I did want to do, though, and that I think maybe I will actually legit get down to doing, is Mario Maker is like my life now, and I want to do like a guide video of how to go through the expert mode of a 100 Mario challenge, because that has just ruined my life, and I'm like taking down notes about certain types of levels to skip right away. So it'll be like the ultimate skip guide. So maybe I'll do that. I don't know. I think that would be an interesting video. And I like to try it, maybe just for something different, I guess. I don't know. Did I answer the question? Hopefully. So to answer your question, I don't know. But thank you so much for writing, man. You're Chung Fu Ev, good friend of the channel. He's always leaving a nice comment, and I appreciate it, man. Eric Howitt writes, what is your favorite horror movie from these subgenres? Slasher, sci-fi, and camp slasher. Slasher, horror, I mean, Nightmare on Elm Street, you can't get much better than that. Freddy fucking Krueger, I think it has all the elements that you like, well, that generally I enjoy from slasher movies. Like, you know, you have the young kids being pursued by the killer and everything like that. But it has, like, deeper levels to it, you know, with teenage angst and things like that. And the surreal dream elements, I think, really make it even better. So you have your cake and eat it, too, with a scary killer chasing the kids around, but also some more kind of inventive stuff, which, I mean, you can't get much better than Nightmare on Elm Street. R.I.P. Wes Craven. We miss you, man. Sci-fi horror, definitely Alien. I mean, that is, like, the ultimate movie to me. As someone who loves horror movies, I do like sci-fi too, and so I think it's like the perfect combination. And you can even tell, like, from, you know, Ridley Scott's sort of way to make the movie, his kind of intention behind it was to make something sort of like Texas Chainsaw Massacre almost, and I think that really works well in the movie. So I mean, that's just the ultimate sci-fi horror, I think, and it is scary and moody and just atmospheric as hell, and it's the tits. Alien is the tits. One of my all-time favorite movies. Camp slasher, I mean, definitely you want to go to the Friday the 13th, but it's hard to... that question is almost like saying, what's your favorite Friday the 13th movie? I don't know. Possibly Friday the 13th Part 2. That really is, you know, one of my favorites. And Part 6 is really good, too. Non-Friday the 13th, I'd say Sleepaway Camp 2. I mean, that's just so... that's like the fucking greatest movie. With the boss's sister is in the movie, Pamela Springsteen. Just so funny and weird, and I don't know, it's just there's no movies quite like Sleepaway Camp 2. It's really fucking something. Love your videos, keep up the great work. Thank you, Eric Howard. Thank you so much. Thunder XTV, another good friend of the channel, made a video on me once, dissecting me. Check out his channel, Thunder XTV. How does it feel doing non-clip reviews after a couple of years? Now that's a good question, because I started out kind of like doing clips of the movies and the reviews, but then like all the fucking copyright bots and shit like that, I mean, like, you work so hard on something, then it gets bogged down, blocked worldwide after like 2 seconds. It is a bitch. So I mean, sometimes I'll do reviews, like the series reviews I'll do. I will include, like, maybe, like, stills and stuff like that, but it's not quite the same. I'm actually working on something right now where I'm trying as hard as I can to ditch what the copyright bots are looking for, and just altogether trying to do something a little bit different than what I usually do, which is just me talking in front of the fucking camera. It feels okay. I've talked to some people, like, some people will message me and, you know, we'll back and forth a little bit, and I've had a lot of people tell me, you know, man, I don't even really watch the actual video. I just listen to you. So maybe I should, like, do podcasts or something instead. You know, I've been told I have a very nice voice. So I don't know. It's okay, but honestly I would rather prefer to do the clips in them. But at the same time, I'm fine with, you know, just the talking in front of the camera. I mean, that's fine, really. But we'll see. I'm working on something right now. I'm gonna upload that fairly soon, and we'll see, I guess. Heisenberger, that's a great username, asks, what is your job? Well, I mean, my job's not really that interesting. I guess the best way to put it is IT. I work in IT. If that's at all, it's not interesting whatsoever. Like, I wish I had an interesting job, but I don't. Maybe that's why I kind of seek out going to YouTube and shit. Maybe that's why most people like gravitate towards YouTube, like they're so bored with their lives and shit, which I mean is true, I guess. So not really interesting. IT. I won't go into further detail. You know, don't want to defame the company I work for. This guy works for you? Fuck. No, I don't know. Ross Wilcock writes, congrats on the 5 years on YouTube. I'm coming up for 4 years myself. I have a few questions, so I hope you don't mind. I don't mind at all, man. I don't mind. More questions, the better. What film, in your opinion, is a must-watch? I say must-watch, you gotta watch it. Star Wars. Get them young. Bring a 4 or 5 year old, put them in front of Star Wars. That's a must-watch film. I mean, it's a rite of passage. It's one of the best films of all time. The original 1977 Star Wars. If you can, watch the original, not the updated special editions, if you can. Which film, in your opinion, is a must-own? Now, that's a little bit different, because a must-own, I would say, you know, Star Wars, but, I mean, if you want the great-looking Blu-ray, you gotta get the special edition, which kind of sucks. You can't get the original 1977 version cleaned up, looking great on Blu-ray, so that kind of sucks. So I'd say, alternate to that, I'd say Godfather. The first Godfather is a must-own film, even if you don't get the trilogy, which, you know, third one's not the greatest, but I think the trilogy is kind of a must-own, one of the greatest movies of all time. Pretty much, you know, movie players, DVD players, Blu-ray players should just come packaged with The Godfather. I mean, that's the essential movie. I even remember when The Godfather trilogy first came to DVD, I remember this big advertisement. I saw it, I think it's, you know, like when you go to the movies, you get like a movie magazine, you know, things like that. It's free, and you read it before, while the, you know, little slideshow is playing before the previews start. There was a big advertisement for the Godfather trilogy, first time on DVD. It came, I guess it was 2003 or 4, I think, or maybe 2002, so somewhere around there, maybe even 2001, between 2001 and 2004. But it was coming during the holiday season, and I remember that because the big text at the top of the screen, or top of the page, said, "This holiday season, discover the reason they invented DVD." So that was bold words, but I kind of agree with that. So yeah. Do you have a favorite film studio or company? Mine is either Studio Canal, a company here in the UK. We have that in Canada too, Studio Canal, or Scream Factory. I don't know. I don't think I have a favorite studio. Like, not, at least not off the top of my head. And you kind of think, well, is it in terms of the movies they release, or is it in terms of, like, you know, the Blu-ray DVD releases and things like that? So I mean, I would say Scream Factory and like Criterion, they're like, you know, A+. Studio just in general, I mean, I like Warner Brothers. I just like the logo, and I like both the logos too. Like, there's the old-fashioned logo that's like a red screen, and like you kind of see the W there, but then there's the emblem. I think that's a pretty cool logo, Warner Brothers. So if I'm going based purely on the logo, Warner Brothers. And yeah, I don't know, it's a good company, I guess. I don't know. What is your biggest guilty pleasure film? I'd say I'm like one of those people who say, oh, there are no guilty pleasures, there are just pleasures. But if we want to talk about like a movie that you love, but you know is maybe not the best, and you do kind of feel silly loving it so much, maybe like I Am Sam. That's like one of my favorite movies, but I know it's not really that good of a movie. So I mean, it's just such a trying so hard to like be over the top and make you cry, and blatantly rips off Rain Man and Kramer versus Kramer at the same time. But Sean Penn and Michelle Pfeiffer and Dakota Fanning, they're so fucking good in it that you just don't care. But at the same time, you kind of think, I'm being duped into feeling emotional about this completely contrived plot that makes no sense, and it's stupid. But I Am Sam, the customer's always right. I love it. I love I Am Sam. Fucking love I Am Sam. What TV shows are you currently watching, and would you recommend any of them? Newer TV shows I'm so behind on. Like, even like the shows that I love, I'm just so fucking behind on. A show that I'm currently revisiting right now, like I have my DVD collections and stuff. I'm rewatching Seinfeld. I went through the whole series, and I'm like, I want to watch this again. So I'm watching Seinfeld again in its entirety, all 9 seasons. I fucking love Seinfeld. One of the best shows of all time. I would highly recommend that show. If you haven't seen it, just blind buy the entire set. It is amazing, amazing. One of the best shows ever. One of the best things ever. Seinfeld. Hope you're well. Take care. Thank you, Ross Wilcock. Thank you for your questions. Matt Wells writes, have you ever done a 31 days of Halloween horror where you watch a horror movie every day in October? Oh, definitely. I've been doing that as long as I can remember, even before, doing my 31 Days of Horror YouTube movie review things. I've always tried to watch a horror movie every day in October. Not necessarily like a movie I've never seen before, though I try to mix in horror movies that I like and I know will be good, and movies that I've never seen before, horror movies and stuff like that. So I always love to do that, and I just love, watching horror movies any old time. But definitely in October you kind of go nuts, and it's so fun to, just binge on horror movies. So absolutely. Are you looking forward to the new Star Wars movie? Am I looking forward to the new Star Wars movie? I'm not sure at this point in my life, where I am right now, career, relationships, what have you. I don't know if in my life I'll ever have children, but I can tell you I am looking forward to The Force Awakens as if it's my child, coming soon. I am scared. I am anxious. I'm looking forward to it. I'm very excited, terrified. I want everything to be good. I want it to turn out great, safe, healthy. I know if it has faults, if there's something wrong with it, I'm going to love it unconditionally because it's fucking Star Wars. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Oh, yeah. I hope that answers your question. Thank you, Matt Wells. Jason H. writes, congratulations, Derek. What's your favorite film? That's a hard one. I mean, favorite film. That always changes every 5 seconds. But I'd say just a movie that I always go back to. A movie that I know inside out, that I can always watch. The Shining. Really, it's just... The Shining is The Shining. Even my username has 237 in it. So I love the movie. And a more personal question. Have you ever thought about quitting YouTube after being here for 5 years but not having loads of views? I hope that didn't come off as disrespectful. I love your videos. Fuck, why did I use Silly Putty? Oh, fuck.